Okay, we're recording. All right, so today's session is basically kind of an introduction and an overview of our core products on the Realtour site, okay? So I don't know how familiar, some of you might already be familiar with our products, some of you might be brand new, some of you might already have accounts, some of you maybe don't, but I'm assuming everyone can see my screen. I am on the Realtour site and I'm logged into my account. And I'm just moving my mouse around here on what we call the dashboard page. It's basically just our home page. And just a heads up,
Janet,
everybody, yeah, go ahead.
sorry, Janet, Carrie Jo. It works best. Everybody that's on the call, you'll make sure if you're on your cell phone, if you called in, if you could push the button, hear all the background noise. We love you, but
We don't want to hear you.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, so yeah, so I was just saying that everybody has the same dashboard. So we have clients who are real estate agents, we have sales reps, we have photographers, but whenever anybody logs into their Realtor account, we all land on the same dashboard page, okay? And these are our four main core products. Professional photography, and you can order a photo shoot right here. Virtual tours and single property websites right here. E-flyers, and then print materials. So these are the four items that we're going to go through today, okay? And they all you'll see as we go through it, they all kind of work together and they're all kind of interconnected. We've created our products over the years to try to work together to make your lives easier. So you'll see as we go along, if you set something up once in one product, it'll be there in the next product. And we also try to auto-populate things as much as possible. And I'll show you all that as we go through it, okay? So for today's session, let's just say that I'm a real estate agent. And let's just say I just got a brand new listing. And the first thing I'm going to do is book a photo shoot. Now, just so you know, you do not have to use professional photography in our products. If you take your own pictures, that's totally fine. Or if you have a photographer that you use who's not affiliated with us, that's totally fine too. You'll be able to upload your own pictures if you want. But if you don't, then you can book a professional photo shoot right here on our site. And I always take a minute to really recommend it because you can get a basic photo shoot from pretty much any of our photographers for about $125. And you usually get anywhere from 20 to 30 pictures that are beautiful, professionally done, and you can use them in all of your marketing materials. So I always say, you know, it is worth it to book a photo shoot, okay? So let's say I'm going to book my photo shoot. All I do is click on this big photo shoot button, okay? The next page I land on has all of my listings that I have already set up in my account. And as you can see, I've got a whole bunch of listings in here, right? This is just a fake account. I use it for, you know, training and testing. So I make up all these fake listings. But if I was a real estate agent, any listings that I've already set up in my Realtor account will show up here ready for me to go. They're always here unless I manually delete them. But in this case, I've got a brand new listing, so I have to create that listing. All of your products and anything you make in your Realtor account are going to be organized and grouped together under a listing. We don't want stuff floating all over the place in your account and you can't find it. You always go to the listing and then any products you've made are stored by the listing. So I'm just going to click on Create Listing. The next page that I land on, we just call it the Property Details page. Now there's a lot of fields here. It looks like a lot of work. Don't worry, you do not have to fill in all of these fields to get started. You just have to fill in the required ones that are underlined in green, which is basically just the address, okay? So let's just make up an address. Let's just call this listing 111 Monday Street, just to save us some time. Let's just say that we are in Austin, Texas, and this is my zip code. Okay, so as soon as I filled in those four fields, I got a create listing button. This means I can move on to the next step. If I have the time, I could fill in all of these fields right now. And as I'll show you later, it does, I mean, if you have the time, it's worth it to do it because a lot of these fields will auto-populate into your marketing materials later on, and then you don't have to do it again. But if I don't have time, if I just want to quickly book this photo shoot because I've got a meeting in 5 minutes, no problem. Just click on Create Listing. You'll have to bear with it. The webinar always slows down my system a little bit. So there we go. Okay. The next page is going to show me all of the available photographers who service the zip code of my listing, because Texas is a big place and we can't expect our photographers to cover everywhere. So these are the ones that cover this zip code. So if I scroll down, I can see I've got James and Dana and Philip. I think I've got 6 photographers. Okay. So you might have, a lot of agents will work with the same photographer over and over again. They have a relationship with them. They have a rapport, that kind of thing. Or maybe someone's been recommended to you. Let's just say that we're going to go with David just for today's session. So I can look at the photographer. I can see these are the services that David offers. These are the days that he's available to do a shoot. So he's got lots of availability coming up. I can look at David's portfolio if I'm not familiar with him, and I can look at the pricing and the packages that he offers. Okay, so I can do all that stuff before I even make a decision. But let's say we know David. He's our guy. We like him. We use him all the time. And let's say, oh, let's do this as quickly as possible. He's got an opening tomorrow. All I do is click on the date I want, and it's going to bring me to the next page, which shows me all of David's packages and the pricing. So I can scroll down and see, okay, what does he offer? He has his all set up by small, medium, and large based on square footage. Here's how many photos. He does panos. He does aerials. I think David does pretty much everything. He does evening shoots. I think he does videos. He's got a huge amount of stuff that he offers. But let's just say that this is just, you know, it's a modest listing. It's a small house. All I want is a basic photo shoot. Here's a small package of still photos. It's for a house up to 2,000 square feet. I get 25 pictures. It's $125. Perfect. That's all I need. Tick. Scroll down. Make sure there's nothing else that I want. Nope, I'm good to go. Hit continue. The next page is where I'm going to give David any instructions that he might need to access the property. Okay, so is there an e-key? Is there a lockbox code? Maybe he's going to meet me at the property. Maybe the owner's going to be there. I can fill in all this information, and then any additional instructions that I want to give David, like, David, can you please do this shoot, you know, first thing in the morning? Or, you know, there's a dog in the yard. Or, you know, the homeowners just had some landscaping done. Can you make sure you take a couple pictures of the yard and the gardens? Anything I need David to know, I fill in on this page, and then I just add it to the shopping cart. Okay? Now I'm in my shopping cart. So that was pretty easy, right? That's all I have to do to get my photo shoot set up. Now just take a quick review of the shopping cart. So I'm ordering from David. This is the listing. This was the date that I booked it for. This was the package that I've chosen for $125. And then you'll notice right here, Platinum Virtual Tour, free. So this is another incentive for you guys to go ahead and book a photo shoot, because with every professional photo shoot that you book, you automatically get a free Platinum Virtual Tour, and that's worth $30. Okay, so it's just another incentive. And also, I should mention, when you book a professional photo shoot through us, we take away the nightmare of trying to get the photos from the photographer to you. We've set up a whole back-end system for our photographers for once they're done the photo shoot, they will upload all of the pictures into their account. They'll create the virtual tour, and they just click a button, and all that information goes from their back end into your Realtour account. And when the photos are done and the virtual tour is published and ready to go, you get an email saying, hi, Jana, here's your virtual tour. Here's a link to go in and add more stuff to it if you want. Here's a link to download all your photos. It's all done. You don't have to deal with Dropbox or zipped folders, all that stuff that we used to have to deal with in the past, okay? Oh, there's Michael. Oops, you're on tutorial. Yes. Sorry, guys. So just to give you, yeah, just to review, that's how quickly you can book a photo shoot, especially if you're familiar with your photographer. And a lot of our agents will book the same packages over and over again, unless they have a specialty listing. So you can really book one in like 5 minutes. You just have to fill in that address, choose the photographer, choose your package. Once you get to the shopping cart, once I pay for this, it is fully booked. If it's just sitting here in the shopping cart, it's not booked. Once I pay for it, it goes into David's schedule and it gets booked and it's good to go. And I don't have to do anything until he takes the shoot. So I'm going to delete this. This is another thing. Anything you get into your shopping cart, if you, oh, I made a mistake, I don't want that, you can always delete everything out of your shopping cart. I'm going to do that so I don't accidentally book that photo shoot with David. Okay? All right. So we've just booked our photo shoot. The next thing we want to do is our virtual tour. Okay? So I'm going to click on virtual tours. Okay, again, just like we saw with the photo shoots, The first page I land on is the page with all of my listings. And as I said before, you only have to create a listing in your account once. You don't have to create the listing over and over again for every product. Because I created the listing when I was going to book my photo shoot, you can see here it is, 111 Monday Street. So it says it's a platinum virtual tour. It's waiting for images. Okay, so once the photographer has done the shoot and published it, this is going to be done and published, and this will then move over into this column. But for now, it's sitting here. And I just want you to see that I don't have to then create this listing again. It's already in my account. If this was a scenario where I have my own pictures, I can just skip the photography part, come into virtual tours, create the listing, and I can upload my own pictures, as I'll show you, okay? But to save us a little bit of time, I'm just going to leave this listing alone, and I'm going to choose one of my existing listings that already has text and pictures and everything in it, just to save us time. So let's choose this one. Let's just go with my 111 Main Street listing. So here it is. I've got options beside it, okay? You'll always have options where you can come in and you can check your statistics, how many people have watched my tour. I can always come in and edit my tour at any time, even when the tour is paid for, when the tour is published, even when I've posted the tour to the MLS and I've got it on my website, doesn't matter. You can always come in and make edits, and any edits you make are immediately live. So if I change the price on my listing, maybe the owner wants to drop the price, it's been on the market for a couple months. If someone then goes in and watches my virtual tour, they're going to see the most recent version with that price, okay? So that makes your life very easy. And then once the listing has sold, I can always set this to inactive, and then it will store on my inactive listings page until I decide that I don't need it anymore and I can manually delete it, okay? So for now, we're going to click edit because I want to take you guys through the back end of how you make a tour. Okay, this page might look familiar. This is the property details page. Remember when we ordered the photo shoot and I clicked on create listing? I landed on this page and I filled in the address. So this is the exact same page, but this is what it looks like when it's full of all the information, right? I've got some pictures, I've got my property description, I filled in all these fields, okay? So this is my property details page. Now you'll notice across the top of my page, I have what we call a navigation bar. This is so you can navigate throughout the back end of the virtual tour without having to go through every single feature. Some of these features are optional and you don't have to use them if you don't want to. Some people literally fill in their property details, upload their pictures, and then jump to the end. And that's all they do. That's all they want. But other people want to add some of the goodies in the middle. And you might get to the end and realize you need to fix something. That way you can just jump right back to the beginning. So you can just click on any of these and go through the pages. So all of our products will have a navigation bar across the top just to make it easier for you to move around in the back end. So property details, this is all we've done on this page. Anytime you need to make a change, you can come in here and just click. Let's just say that they've dropped the price from $750 to $725. Okay, I hit save. Now my virtual tour is going to show the latest version with the newest price. That's all I had to do, okay? Let's move on to photos. So next up, photos. So this is a pretty big page. There's a lot going on here, but a lot of this stuff is optional, okay? So down here we've got tabs for all of the different kinds of media that you can have on your photos page. The first one is just photos. These are just the still photography, just the regular photos. If you booked a professional photo shoot like I did with David, then when I get in here, all of my photos are sitting here waiting for me, little thumbnails, and I can mouse over them and get a nice big view. So David has uploaded all of these into his back end and sent them into my account to make my life easy. So here are all my pictures, okay? And I can delete any of these if I don't want to use them. I can click on them and drag and drop them and change the order that they show up, right? Because right now, the order I'm looking at them in right now, this is the order they're going to show in my virtual tour. But I can click on them and move them around, okay? You'll notice also one more thing I can do. Each of them has an add or edit caption link. So if I want to add a caption to any of these pictures, I can just click on this little link here and I get a little caption text editor pop-up box and I can type in my caption right here and I get a little preview. That's what it's going to look like. Great. I love it. I can go to the next image and add a caption to the next one, so on and so forth. And the captions, you don't have to have them. It's not an all or nothing situation. You can put a caption on the occasional picture where you want to, draw attention to a specific feature that might be in the photograph you want to make sure people see, or you can leave them blank. That's entirely up to you. Okay, and this is just a little pop-up, so I can just click X there to delete it and close it, and I'm right back where I was, okay? The other thing I want you guys to see on the Photos tab, down here at the bottom, we do have an Upload Images button. So if you have extra images that you want to upload, maybe the homeowner sent them to you, or as I mentioned, if you have your own professional photographer or you take your own pictures, you can upload your own pictures right here, okay? And then they'll show up as little thumbnails, same as these ones, okay? You can also download all of these images, because if I order a professional photo shoot, my photographer is going to upload the pictures. They're stored in my Realtour account, but I don't have my own version of them stored on my own computer. And I might want to download all of these pictures and have them for myself. I might want to send them to the homeowner, right? So they can have them as well. So under the download option, you can download these images at 5 different sizes, right? You can do little thumbnails, small, medium, large, and full size. So that's entirely up to you. So you have these options. You'll notice next to photos, I have a panos tab. Okay, some of our photographers still do pano. They're called panorama. Basically, they'll set up their camera on a tripod in a room and they'll like spin it around and photograph the whole room. So you get like a 360-degree view. So if you have panos, those are stored right here on the panos tab. If you have a video, because a lot of our photographers will do a video walkthrough of your property, you can upload your video here. A number of our photographers do Matterport tours. Those are really cool. So if you've got a Matterport tour, you would upload that here. Something new that one of our photographers requested, our Zillow. I guess you can upload a Zillow link and it'll show a little Zillow video. Floor plans. If you happen to have a floor plan for the property, either a JPEG or a PDF or something, you can upload that here, okay? And then again, headshots and logos, these are your headshots and your logos. Now, before I move on, I'm going to take just a moment, because this is another one of those save you time pre-population situations. When you first create your Realtor account, I think we send a little message urging people to take a minute under my account and fill in all of this information, okay? And the reason we do that, you don't have to, but the reason we do it is because it will save you time later, because on the contact information page, actually, I'll just go there now. When you fill in your account, if you take the time to fill in all of this information, your title, your office address, your contact phone numbers, your website if you have it, if you fill this stuff in here, it's going to auto-populate into all of your products. So your virtual tours, your e-flyers, any print material. And you don't have to do it again. You only ever do it once. So you can fill in your contact information. If you ever want to have social media links on your e-flyers and in your virtual tour, you can post those links here. Mine are just fake because this isn't a real account. Your headshots. So if you take the time to upload your headshots here, and you can have like, oh my God, I think we have room for 60 headshots. Nobody's got that many. I've got a whole pile of fake ones right here. But sometimes, you might have 2 or 3 different headshots, or you might work with a partner from time to time when you want to upload both of your headshots. Just upload them here once and for all, and you don't have to do it again. And same with logos. Right now, I've got a whole pile of logos uploaded here that I just, use for testing purposes. But most people have 2 or 3 versions of their logo. They might have a colored one, a black and white one. They might have a ping with a transparent background, that kind of thing. So just as an aside, it's worth it to take the time to fill in your account, okay? Let's go back to my virtual tour. I can also show you how easy it is to exit out of the virtual tour and get back in. I just clicked on the Realtour logo to get back to my dashboard page. Click on virtual tour. I'm back on the listings page. Here's the listing I was just working on. Under options, I'm going to choose edit so I can get back into that back end. I'm going to use my navigation bar to jump to photos because that's where I was, okay? So that's just a quick little aside to show you guys how if you get interrupted, don't worry about it. Any product you're making in our software saves automatically. Every time you click on something or make a change, our system automatically saves it. Even though some of our pages have a save button, we just save it no matter what, just in case you forget, okay? So you can always come back in here easily. All right, so I think that's everything on the photos page. Don't worry, some of the pages coming up are really simple. These are the big ones to get through. And as I said, a lot of people don't have panos, video, Matterport, floor plans. They don't have any of that stuff. They literally just upload their 25 photos, maybe choose some music and head to the checkout. So you can make this as simple as you want. It's totally up to you. But after photos, our next page is the map. So on this page, you do not have to do anything. All we've got is a Google map and a little marker showing where the listing is. So here's my address, 111 Main Street. All I have to do is just double check and make sure that this little pin is in the correct place, because Google does not always get it right. If it's not in the correct place, I can just click on it and drag and drop it over to where it should be. Okay? That's where it should be. I'm happy with that. Done. That's all you do on the map page. Next up, floor plans. This is completely optional. As I mentioned, a lot of people don't have floor plans, especially if a house is older. A lot of people don't have them. If you do have them and you uploaded the floor plan under the photos page, right, your floor plan is going to show up here. And I got a little thumbnail of all of my images. If I want, I can drag and drop some of these images onto the floor plan. And when I let go, it turns into a little camera icon. And then when I click on that little icon, I can see the picture. So it's just a nice way to illustrate the floor plan if you want. You don't have to do this. You could just have the floor plan just plain if you want to, or you can add some little photography to highlight it. Totally up to you, okay? So there we go with the floor plan. Next up is flyer. Now, a lot of people have not made their flyer yet. They've ordered their photos. The next thing they want to do is get their virtual tour up and running. They haven't even done their flyer yet. That's totally fine. You don't have to worry about it. You can skip this section and you can come back later when you have your flyer, or you can exit out of the virtual tour right now, make your flyer, and when you come back in, any flyers, e-flyers, or pieces of print material that you have made for this listing will be sitting here in a little thumbnail form waiting for you, okay, if you want to use them. Now, if you want to associate one of your flyers with your virtual tour, you literally just click and drag and drop it over here. That's the one I want. And then when someone watches your virtual tour, they will have the option to download a PDF of your flyer. Some people still like things in print. You're probably wondering, why would they need it if I've got all the information on the little single property website? But some people still like to download. They like a piece of paper, so we can associate our flyer with our tour, okay? That's the flyer section. Next up, branding.
Jana,
Go ahead.
can I ask you something rather quickly? So I have a flyer that I did like a year ago.
Yeah.
They've reduced the price, and I have tried to go in and change the price. When I hit edit flyer, it's taking me to the actual flyer, but then it's not accepting the price change. Doing wrong here.
I don't know. I can check when we're done our tutorial. I can check that. You should be able to go into any existing flyers and make your edits right to them.
Okay.
But you can fire me off an email after the tutorial, and I can take a look at it for you and see what's going on with that one. But you should be able to just go in and edit at any time.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so now we're on the branding page. So with branding, we give people just a little bit of freedom to change the look of their virtual tour, okay? Not a lot, but a little bit. So on the branding page, you can change the background color, okay? So I've got a nice dark gray, but I can choose black, white, blue, brown, red, green. Sometimes people want it to match their logo, their branding, that kind of thing. So you can change the color just by clicking on these. I'm not going to do it because the webinar slows things down. Every time you make a change on this page, it reloads so you can see what it looks like right here, okay, which is nice, but it does take time. So not only because we're on webinar, I'll let you know. So you can change the color. You can also change the font. You'll see all the text that we have. You can change to different fonts, one that maybe suits your brand better, okay? Also, on our virtual tours, down at the bottom, we have a section that shows all of your other listings, right? Which is great for some people, although some people don't want to include all of their other listings. They only want the main one, in which case you would tick Hide My Listings, so you have that option. You can also feature 2 agents on your tour if you want. So you can toggle between 1 agent or 2. Okay, I'm just going to use 1 agent. And then here's my headshot. Okay, I can change it though to a different one if I don't like this one. Here's my logo. I can change it. Here's all of my contact info, which I can see right here. But if I want to edit it, I can edit it right here. And as I said, if I was to click in any of these fields and make an edit, this whole page would refresh and I'd get to see what it looks like. Oh, beautiful. As I make my changes. This is a nice feature because you don't have to leave and go and look at the finished tour and then jump back and forth between 2 different pages every time you make a change. You can just see it right here, what it's going to look like in the finished product, okay? Now, you might also notice that when we first landed on the branding page, all of my information was already sitting here waiting for me. That's because when I created my account, I filled in all of the information. I uploaded my headshots, my logos, I have my social media. Everything is sitting here waiting. So that's why I took the time to suggest that you guys do that, because it will save you time later when you're actually making your products, okay? So this is all you do on the branding page. Just make sure everything looks the way you want it to. Next up is SEO. So I think more and more people are becoming familiar with SEO, which stands for search engine optimization. Back in the old days, most people had no idea what it was and usually skipped this page. Basically, what we let our clients do is include some keywords right here in this little window, keywords that somebody might actually be searching for if they're looking for a listing like yours, okay? So think about it. If someone's going on Google and they want to search for a house downtown Austin, what might they be looking for? 4-bedroom house with a swimming pool in downtown Austin, right? People just do vague searches like that. So if you were to add some of those keywords right here, and they do a search like that on Google, there's a better chance that a link to your virtual tour is going to show up in those Google search results closer to the top. This is optional. You don't have to do it, but to make your life easier, we've even taken the property description, that paragraph that I had on property details, we've dumped it right here for you. If you can't think of any keywords, you can look in here and take some keywords out of your property description and just type them up here. And when you're done, you just hit update, basically, okay? But you guys are agents, so you know what keywords people are going to be searching for, all right? So that's the SEO. That's all you have to do on this page. Next is music. Music is really easy. Within the virtual tour, we still have the slideshow. If you want music playing in the background of your slideshow, you can choose some right here. So you can test them and just play each one to see which one you like. If you see one that you like, you just tick beside it. That's the one I like. I want it to accompany the slideshow portion of my virtual tour. If you don't want music, that's fine too. Just tick no music. Okay? It's really easy. I've got quite a few options here. All right. So that was a lot to go through, but look what's next. Preview. And I think I've already got this loaded up so we don't have to wait. Okay? When you click preview, it actually takes you to a preview of what your finished product is going to look like. Now don't panic. It's not live. It's not out there. So don't worry. This is just a preview. It's hosted on our servers. So you can see what it will look like when it is live, but you also have the chance to go back and make edits before you send it out anywhere. Okay? So this is what the front end of my tour looks like, okay? So here's my address and my price. Here's my headshot and my contact information. Okay, here are little buttons that can take me through the whole process, or I can scroll up and down if I want to. Here's my slideshow at the top, and I can just go next, 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 and look at all my images. Beautiful. Oh, there's my caption. If I had a caption, that's where they show up. I can scroll down. Here's an actual gallery, and if I open up these pictures, they show at full size. Okay, and I can also go next, next, next through these and see them at full size. I can close them whenever I want. I keep scrolling down. Here's my property details section. So that's what this looks like. Oh, and remember, I affiliated a flyer with this. So if I have a flyer associated, I can click on download flyer, and then whoever is looking at my tour, oh, I want to download that. They would download a PDF of my flyer and they can print it or just have it on their computer if they want. Forward to a friend. This is a little feature that we just put in automatically. You don't have to do it in the back end. If someone clicks on this, they have the option of sending a link of this tour to someone else. Maybe you want your husband to see it, you want your sister to see it. Oh, I found this house, I think it's amazing, I want you to see it. Just put in their name, email, hit send, and they'll get a link so they can look at the tour as well, okay? After property details, now I included a Matterport tour in here. So I don't know if everyone's familiar with Matterport. I can click on this to activate it. I don't know how well it shows in webinar, but it's like being in the house. If you guys aren't familiar with them, I can move around. I can click on these little circles and it takes me deeper into the house. It's kind of like being there. You can basically have a virtual 3D experience going all through the house. And as I said, sometimes on webinar, this just doesn't, it looks great for me, but you guys might not be able to see this very well. If anybody wants me to send them a link so they can see what a Matterport tour looks like, I can send you a link after. Okay. Scroll down. I also had a video included. So if you have a video, it'll show here and I can play it full screen right here. That's an ugly video of my patio, so we'll skip that. Down here at the bottom, we have location. So this was the Google map that I had set up, okay? So Google Map, it operates the same as all Google Maps, right? So you can click and move around, zoom in, zoom out, right? It's just a Google Map. There's my little target area. That's my listing, okay? Scroll down further, floor plan. Remember, I included a floor plan. So this is what it looks like on the front end, and I can click on my little thumbnail camera icons and see what the picture looks like. Oh, very nice. That's what it looks like. I can also download the plan if I want to, get a PDF of it or make it a bit bigger if I want to see it a bit bigger. So those are just some features that we put in the front end that you didn't have to worry about in the back end. Scroll down. Remember, as I mentioned, you can also have all of your other listings down at the bottom of the virtual tour. So really, this virtual tour is focusing on my main listing up at the top, but if I also want to advertise my other listings, I have a My Listings section at the bottom. And I can have all of my listings that also link to their virtual tours. Or if I don't want this, I had the option on the branding page to hide this, okay? And then this section won't show up here. But really, why not, advertise all of your other listings too? Maybe you have something else that's more suitable. Okay, and then down at the very bottom, I have my contact section. So this looks familiar. This is what we saw on the branding page. Okay, so keep in mind, we're just in the preview. So if I go through this and it looks great, I can move on to the next section, or I could say, oh, I just noticed I had a typo in one of my captions, or I really don't like all these pictures. It's too many. I don't like the order that they're in, whatever, right? This is just a pop-up window. I can close that, okay, and I'm back in my account. I left here on the music page because I skipped the preview page. But anyway, I'm back in the back end of my virtual tour. I can use my navigation bar here to jump back to photos. I can fix that typo that I noticed by clicking on the edit caption. Fix that. I can change the order of my pictures. Maybe I saw a mistake in the property details. I can fool around back here in the back end, make all my edits, and then preview again and take a look and make sure, okay, this is how it looks on the front end, right? It just takes a minute to load. So I can keep going back and forth until I get it exactly right. Once I've got it right, okay, my last step is links. Now, you don't have to do anything on the links page. The links page is just where we house the actual links to the virtual tour, okay? So as I mentioned, when your virtual tour is done, it is just sitting here saved and active in your Realtour account. It is not anywhere else on the internet. We don't do that automatically. I don't think we're allowed to do it automatically. Plus, some people like to go in and make their marketing material, a week or so before the client is ready to list the property, right? And we don't want to automatically send your stuff to the MLS or something when you're not ready. So you can go in and have your stuff ready to go, paid for, and let it sit there for a few days. And when the client's ready, you can come back in on your links page. You've got your links to the tour, and you can use a branded link or an unbranded link. And that's dependent on the rules for your own MLS. Some allow branded, some have to have unbranded. So you have these two links. You can just copy the link right here, load it wherever you need it. You also have some embed code here if you want to embed these tours into your own personal website. And you also have other code if you wanted all of your listings, all of your tours to automatically show up on your own personal website. You can copy a link here and send it to your web developer person, right? So on the links tab, these are just the basic links for your virtual tour. You also have a tab for domain name. Okay, not everybody likes the domain name that we assign the tour. If I jump back to links, this is the domain name. So it has virtualtour.realtor.biz and then the address. Some people don't like that. It looks kind of messy. They don't like the way it looks. They want a domain name that just says 111 Main Street or anything they want. You have the option of doing that by clicking on domain right here, search for the one that you want, just type it in, click check it, and then our system will search and let you know if it's available. If it is available, you can purchase it for an additional $19.95. So it is an additional cost. Most people don't bother with the domain name because in most cases, most people never even really see the link. Most of the time, there's just a button that says view virtual tour, and they never actually see the link, so they don't really care about what it looks like, and it's an extra $20. So, but we've got it there for those people who do want it, okay? Next up is QR code. For every virtual tour that we create, we generate a QR code, and you can download a JPEG of it for free. If you want to use it, maybe you've got a signage company making a big sign to put out in front of the property and you want to have the QR code on there, you can have that. And the QR code, if someone walks by and sees it, they can scan it with their phone and then your virtual tour will pop up on their phone. And that's the whole point of the QR code, okay? So if you want it, you can download a JPEG of it right here and use it for anything. YouTube. Some of our agents have their own YouTube channels to showcase all their listings. If you want to send this virtual tour to your YouTube channel, you can do that as well. I've already got mine sent, which is why it looks like this. I can watch the little video version. If you're coming here for the first time, there'll just be a button that says send my tour to YouTube. If you have your own channel, we will send it to your channel. If you do not have a channel, we can always host it on the Realtour.biz channel. Either way, if someone goes to YouTube and searches for the listing address, you'll have a result. It'll pop up and they can watch a video of it. Okay, Matterport. As I mentioned, if you have a Matterport tour, the reason we keep the Matterport link separate is because Matterport tours are done by professional photographers. You can't just go out and make your own Matterport tour. They have special equipment, they have a special camera, so on and so forth. So they're going to send you the code or a link, and it's embedded within the virtual tour. However, if you just want to watch the actual Matterport tour outside of the virtual tour, you've got a link right here. Maybe your client wants to play around with the Matterport. They don't want to have to go into the virtual tour to get it. They just want to be able to click this link and watch the Matterport tour separate. So we've got it on a separate tab, so you can copy that link and use it yourself, or you can send it to your client, whatever you want to do. It's housed right here for you. Last but not least, statistics. So every Monday morning, we send out all of our clients a statistics email, okay? And in the email, there's a link to each of your individual listings, and you can click on that link and you'll go into a statistics page and you can see how many people have watched your tour or clicked on your e-flyers. Right now, we only track statistics for your virtual tour and your e-flyer, okay? Only you get that email. So you can check and see how many people are watching your tour, and when they're in the tour, are they clicking on stuff? Did they click on this? Did they click on that? What are they looking at? That kind of thing. How many times did they, come back and revisit it, that kind of thing. If you would like your client to also get a copy of these statistics, not all of your statistics, but just the statistics for this particular listing, you can put their name and email address and add them. And then on Monday morning, they will get a stats report just for this listing. Okay? And that's up to you guys. Sometimes statistics are great and they're really positive, and sometimes they're not, right? So statistics can go either way. So you can decide whether you want people to see the stats or not. But you can handle that and manage it right here on the links page on the statistics tab. Okay, everyone can take a breath. We have gone through the virtual tour. That is the biggest, most robust product we have. It takes the longest to go through in the tutorial. We're now done that portion and we can move on. Just so you know, just to recap, a lot of these features are optional. And we're looking at the Platinum virtual tour, which has all the bells and whistles. We also have a basic bronze virtual tour, which largely you upload your pictures and you can choose music, and that's kind of it. So if you just want a really basic one, you can do the most basic one as well. But if you booked a photo shoot, right, and you got all those beautiful pictures, you automatically get a free platinum one. So, book the photo shoot. It's totally worth it, okay? All right, so if I want to get out of the back end of my virtual tour, I can just click on my Realtour logo to take me right back to the home page. Okay, now I'm back here. The next thing we're going to go through is the e-flyer. And as promised, it's a lot shorter than the virtual tour, okay? These two kind of work hand in hand. Basically, most people will make an e-flyer, and then the e-flyer links to the virtual tour. So think of the e-flyer as kind of a little teaser introducing your listing. You're going to blast it out to the real estate community. They're going to get it and they're going to click on it, and it's going to take them to the virtual tour, this property website. Okay, so they get all the details on the listing. All right, but again, as I mentioned, you don't have to use both. You don't have to use all of our products together. Some of our clients only use us for e-flyers, and that's totally fine. Right? Some of them have their own photographers. They use a different company for their virtual tours, and they only use us for e-flyers. And like I said, that's totally fine, right? You can use us for e-flyers, okay? So let's say I've booked my photo shoot, I've done my virtual tour. I want to now blast out an e-flyer to let everybody know I've got this amazing listing. I just click on e-flyers. And again, this should look familiar. I've landed on my listing page. So these are all of my existing listings. Here's the one I made today, 111 Monday Street, okay? Here's the one we just did the tour for, 111 Main Street. If I'm only using us for e-flyers and I haven't set up the listing, that's fine. I can just create the listing right here and go from here, okay? But again, just to save us a bit of time, I'm going to use my 111 Main Street because it already has all the pictures and everything in it. So under options, I'm going to create a new e-flyer. If I already had an e-flyer and I just wanted to go in and make an edit, I can just click on edit and it will take me into the existing flyer, okay? But for now, I'm going to create a new one just so you guys can see. Okay, so it's going to take me into the back end. You'll notice I have got my navigation bar. It's a bit different than the virtual tour one because we're doing different things. But if I go back to the beginning, I can see my property details, right? It's exactly the same as the property details page that I was just on in the virtual tour, because you only need one property details page. It makes no sense to have to redo this every time. So because you set this up, either when you ordered your photo shoot or when you did your virtual tour, here it is in your e-flyers. It's all good to go, okay? Existing e-flyers. If I had existing e-flyers that I'd already sent out, they're going to show up over here. These are the ones that have already been blasted out. And sometimes people will do an e-flyer blast once a week for 3 or 4 weeks when they get a new listing, right? Those are all going to show up in here, okay? And I can see the date that I sent it, how many people I sent it to, which template did I use, so on and so forth. I can also download a PDF of it, right? Under options, I can resend it, I can edit it, I can delete it, I can download a PDF of it if I want, okay? This column, this houses e-flyers that I have started, but I have not blasted out, okay? So like all our products, you can always come in here and make the product, and maybe you haven't finished it yet because you're not ready. It'll be stored in your account pretty much indefinitely unless you come in here and manually delete it. So you can always come in, get started, and then you get interrupted for whatever reason. Don't worry about it. It will always be saved. You can come back in the next day, there it is. And under options, you can click edit and get back to doing what you were doing. Okay, but we want to make a new one. So let's jump to the template library. All right, we have a lot of templates, tons of templates. Over the years, we've got some really old ones that we just call classic that we have tried to delete because they are old, but sure enough, there are always a few clients who just love that one template that they've been using. I swear to God, for 10 years. They still love it. It's their favorite template. Please don't delete it. So we have kept all of these templates over the years, right? Just to keep everybody happy, and we store them. So we had to come up with a better way to organize them so that you're not in here scrolling through hundreds and hundreds of little, thumbnails of templates. So over here on the left, we have all the different categories that you can search for different types of templates, okay? Now, to make your life easy, the very top category is called favorites. So every time you use a template and do an e-flyer blast, we will save it here in favorites. And that's just to save you time, because as we've discovered, most of our clients will use the same 1 or 2 templates over and over again. And we don't want them to come to the library and have to search for it through here and find it. We want them to be able to just land, here's favorites, here are my 2 favorite templates, I can just use them. It's easy, okay? If you want to search for other templates, we have all these different categories. You can expand them. So under styles and themes, I could expand that. I've got ones for commercial listings. I've got ones that are landscape. I've got ones that are for luxury. I've got open houses. I've got ones that feature retired couples, young family, that kind of thing, right? I can close that. I might want to go by color. Let's say my logo is black and gold. Well, I want templates that are black or maybe gold, right? So if I was to search for black, this is going to automatically, all I had to do was tick one thing, and now it's going to show me all the templates that have black in them. But there's still quite a few. That's a lot. So let's keep black. Let's open up styles, and let's say luxury. So now I want to see the luxury templates that are black. Oh, look, there's only 5. Okay? So you can play around and search and do it like that just to make your life easier. Okay? I'm just going to untick these. Untick these. Okay, you can also search by city. We have city theme templates for Austin, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio. Holidays, if it's Christmas time, you might want to send out a little Christmas flyer, that kind of thing. Holiday greetings, whatever you want to do. Number of images, right? Some people want to feature one big image on their template. some have more. So we've set up images for people to use. Same with listings. You might want to send out an e-flyer for an open house and you want to feature 4 of your listings because there's a big open house day and they're all, you're doing it all on the same day. So you can do that as well. And then number of agents. Like I said, sometimes people work with a partner on certain listings and you want to be able to show their contact information too. You can go by number of agents. So I think you guys get the idea. You can search through all the different categories and different themes and find ones you like, okay? So to save us a bit of time, let's choose one of our favorites. So under options, I can preview, which is just going to open it up a bit bigger so I can see it bigger. Oh, that's what the finished product looks like. Great, okay? If that's the one I want, I simply click select. Now the system is generating my template for me. It usually just takes a couple seconds, but things are always a little slower on webinar, so we'll give it a second. Okay, I've now landed on the template editor page. If I scroll down, here's my template, okay? Good. Here are all my little thumbnail pictures that I had. Notice I've got another little mini navigation bar here, right? So I can go through the imagery, the text, the subject line, links, and adding any social media. First of all, images. Now this says drag and drop your image here. Literally, that is all I have to do. Click on the thumbnail I want, drag, drop it over. Okay? If I hit save, the system is going to save the template and render it right here on this page. Now I get to see what the finished product is going to look like, and I didn't have to leave the page. So that's really nice, okay? Now I purposely just chose a template with one image to save us a bit of time, okay? So there's my image. Next up is text. Okay, now if I scroll down, it doesn't look like there's any missing text, does it? Right? Do you know why that is? That's because I filled in all of the text stuff on the property details page. So my title is there, my little descriptive paragraph, my price, everything is already here in the template because I already filled it in. So that's why I was saying you'll see later on why it's worthwhile to do it because it will save you time later. However, you're not tied to that. Just because it's auto-populated it doesn't mean you can't also edit it. If I mouse over any of these text fields, see how they're live? Ding, 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 ding. I can click on a text field and it pops up over here in a little editor. And then in the editor, I can make some basic edits. Maybe I don't like that last sentence. Just highlight it, delete it. I can add new text, right? Anything I want to do, I can type it right in here. And we give you a few basic editing features. Not too much because it is software and we don't want people going bananas, with their templates. But you can change a few things. Like, for example, maybe I wanted it to be left aligned, or I wanted to change the color of the font, or I wanted it to be italic or bold, or maybe I wanted a size bigger or a size smaller. You can do a few basic edits. You can add a bulleted list, just some basic things like that, okay? Whenever you make a change in here, if you hit save, again, the template's going to render right here on this page, and then I can see what the finished product is. So all I changed on this paragraph was left aligned, and I added the word hello. So there it is, okay? If there's ever a field that you don't want, for example, maybe I don't want the price to show up, right? So I can click over the price field, click on that, it pops up, I highlight it, I delete it, I hit save, okay? And it's just going to leave me a nice empty space on the template because I don't want people to see the price. Maybe I could, if I want to put something else there, if I mouse over that space, see, click to edit. I can always click again and add something else, like contact me for price. So if you ever want to leave something empty, just delete the text out of it, hit save, and it will re-render your template with that gone. Same thing with your image fields. You'll notice that on an empty image field, there is an X. You can click the X and remove the image field. Okay, if I remove that, it's going to render. That image field is then gone, and then in the finished product, it's just going to be a nice burgundy background. If I want to bring it back, I just click to bring it back, just like the text fields. So you have a little bit of freedom with your templates. We don't allow people to move elements around. That's just too complicated. But you do have a few bits of freedom that you can do, okay? So basically, my template is done. How easy was that? I dragged and dropped an image. I double-checked my text. I made a few text edits. That's it. My template's done. All of my contact information is in here because it auto-populated right here. Here's my headshot. Here's my logo. It all auto-populated for my account. Perfect. I'm done. Next up on the navigation bar, subject. you have to have a subject when you send out an e-flyer. It's just like when you send someone an email, you usually type in a subject so they know what the email is about, so they know whether or not they should open it. So there is a law where you cannot do an e-flyer blast without a subject line, okay? But basically you want to type, it can be anything you want. There are no rules, and it can be pretty long too. Basically, you're sending this out to the real estate community. So you want to type something in your subject line that's going to get their attention, get them to open it up. Like maybe you've got a reduced price or something. Reduced price on Austin, I don't know, custom build. Something, you guys are the experts at this stuff, right? No, I should spell that correctly. One word of advice, do not put exclamation points in your subject lines. It's like a spam flag. You'll get flagged as spam. People won't read it. So just refrain from doing that. However much you want to, just put in something that's going to get their attention, okay? Save. Now it's going to save your subject. Next, links. All of our virtual tours can link to as many things as you want. So this virtual tour, it's really just a JPEG. It's just an image that shows up in the body of someone's email. Most people will click on it and they expect to go somewhere, okay? So most of our clients want their e-flyers to link to the virtual tour. So again, to save you guys some time, in the first link here, we have typed in view the virtual tour, and here is the link to the virtual tour for this listing. We've just put it there for you so you don't have to go back, find the link, copy it, paste it, save it. It's there, okay? If for some reason you do not want this e-flyer to link to anything, there's a little delete button here. You don't have to have it linked to anything, okay, if you don't want to. Also, as I mentioned earlier, if you only use Realtour for your e-flyers and maybe you make your virtual tours with another company, that's totally fine. You can copy and paste the link to your e-flyer right here. These text fields are editable. You can also change what you call it. We've called it View the Virtual Tour, but you might want to change that to something else. Totally up to you, okay? You'll also notice that you can add a link. So as I said, you can have as many links as you want, right? You might want something like, welcome to Austin, something like that. Whoops, I should spell that correctly. And then you just put in whatever the URL is. Let's just say it's www.austin.com, okay? And maybe I want this e-flyer also to link to my website, right? And then whatever the URL is, maybe there's some statistics sites or some information about the surrounding area, the school district, anything you want people to see, you can send that. You can put in a link for that. Save my links, saved. Last, social, totally optional. If you have some social media stuff that you want, that you've got really, affiliated with real estate, maybe you've got an Instagram page with all of your listings on it, you've got your YouTube videos, anything you want, you can include social media links on your e-flyer. Now, these are already sitting here because I'd already set them up when I set up my account, okay? So if you've done that, they'll be sitting here waiting. If you don't want them to be included, just untick the ones you don't want or untick all of them if you don't. Totally up to you, okay? All right, so now that I've gone through these 5 items, I'm ready to go to my proof page, view the proof. Okay, I always take a minute to say to everybody, please spend 5 minutes and proof the e-flyer, because I can't tell you, every single day, I swear, I get a panicked phone call from an agent who has just blasted out their e-flyer to 5,000 people and there's a mistake in it. Right? They have an open house, but they forgot to put the date or the time, or they didn't. All of our flyers come with placeholder text, so you can see where you can add text. They forgot to delete it or add their own text. I had one last week where they just used the fake address that came with the actual e-flyer. So they didn't even put in the actual address for the listing, and they were in a panic. And I'm thinking, how did you miss that? But I'm telling you, it happens. So the view proof is your chance to look at the flyer. It's the exact material that will appear in someone's inbox. So at the top, here's your subject. Here's your flyer. Scroll down, check it out. Looks good. Down at the bottom, here are the links that I added. So I can click on these and test them, make sure they work, go to the proper websites. Here are my social media. I can click on those to make sure that I've actually got the right addresses, okay? Down here at the bottom, here's my contact info. Okay, this was the text that was included, and done. That's what it's going to look like in someone's inbox. If I want a second opinion, client proof. I can add my client's email address, add a little message, hi Bob, here's the e-flyer, I'm going to blast it out tomorrow, let me know if you want any changes, right? Perfect. And then hit send proof, and Bob, my client, will get an image of that, and he can say, oh, I hate that picture, can you change it, or whatever. And that's fine because, as you know, everything you make in your Realtor account is stored in that account, okay? You can come back tomorrow and make the edit that your client asked for just by going back into eFlyers, jumping into the edit template, you're good to go, okay? If I'm happy with my proof and I'm like, it's perfect, I don't need to make any changes, I can either hit continue or distribution. I'll go to the same place because this is the last step, okay? Distribution. How am I going to get the e-flyer out to the real estate community, okay? So you have two options.
This is,
Mhm.
hey, Jenna, hold on.
Hi.
This is the amazing part. So y'all watch
Yeah.
carefully. This is the moneymaker area right here.
Oh, good, good. Okay, so you have two options. Our first one is the Map Blaster. This is what everybody uses, okay? It is so easy. Basically, here is a Google map. Here is a target area that we have created for you, and smack dab in the middle is your listing, okay? So to save you time, because we always want to save you guys time, we've gone ahead and made a target area. We're assuming this is a good starting point. And I can look over here and see that area 1 has 2,893 agents. If I blast it out to this area, it's going to cost me $32.33. If I'm good to go with that, I'm done. I can go to the shopping cart, pay for it, and it will go out. However, I might want to be more targeted. I want a more specific area. You'll notice that there are little handles on the sides of the target area. I can click on those and drag and drop them in, make my target area smaller. Let's get that smaller. I can move it. I can also zoom in because I'm on a Google map. So I can zoom in. Okay, let's get right downtown. This is a very specific listing. Okay, zoom in so I can see what I'm doing. Here we go. That's much better. And every time I made a change, my little summary area over here updated. Oh, look, 374 agents in this little downtown area for $12. Perfect. That's what I want. Okay, so you can make these target areas as small or as big as you want. Sometimes people blast out to 20,000 people. Seriously. And sometimes people do a very targeted hit because you can send as many e-flyers as you want. You might want to start out with a very targeted hit, and then based on, response next week, you want to do a bigger blast, okay? You can also have multiple target areas. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit so I can see better, add a target area, and now I've got another target area. Let's say, who knows, maybe my listing has got some specific things that might appeal to people in, I don't know, the university district. Let's just say that's up here, okay? I can make another target area, make it as big or as small as I want over here. Okay, it adds up over here, my little summary chart. Oh, there's only 7 agents there. Interesting. That's obviously a very residential area. Oh, 34 down here. Okay, so you get the idea. You can have as many target areas as you want or as few. You can zoom right out and have a target area downtown Austin, and then maybe you want to do another one way down in Houston or some other place, right? It has happened before. It's totally up to you. It always depends on the listing, right? Who might be interested in it. The point is, you've got a little bit of freedom here, okay? And here is my price, okay? You can also send it to your own personal contacts. So this is just a map blast. Everybody on this in our database for the map blaster are real estate agents. You might want to also blast this out to your personal clients or just specific people who you think might be interested but are not real estate agents and are not in our database. Click on add contacts. You can type in anyone's address if you want, or you can copy and paste a whole bunch and just dump them in here. If you do that and you find that you're going to be sending all of your listings to the same group of people, and you don't want to have to go through this step every time because it's kind of a pain, you can also save them. So say I've just typed in 20 email addresses. I can type in a name, my best clients, and then I can hit save, and it will save this list down here in my list, okay? And then every time I come in here to do an e-flyer blast, well, I'm always going to send it to my best clients, tick. And I'm always going to send it to whatever, these people, tick. And then it just adds them into my distribution, okay? So that's something you can do as well. You can also upload a CSV file if you've already got one going. I'm going to jump back to my target areas. So one other thing that I wanted to show, oh no, one more thing here, set send date. So this is a new feature that we added over the year because a lot of people want to be able to specify when the e-flyer goes out. Our old system, your e-flyer would go out as soon as you paid for it, right? If you didn't want it to go out until Wednesday, you could make the flyer, you could choose your distribution area, you could send it to your shopping cart, and then it could sit in your shopping cart until Wednesday, and then hopefully you remember, go into your shopping cart, pay for it, and it would go out. Well, that's kind of a pain. So we've added a send date feature. If you just leave it as it is, it will go out as soon as you pay for it today, as soon as possible. If you want to do it on Wednesday, just click Wednesday, and then you do have a few options for time. Early morning, late morning, afternoon, evening, whatever you want. I can pick noon, between late morning, between 9 a.m. and noon, okay? That's all I have to do, and it's going to go out then, okay? So optional. If you want to specify the send date, go for it. If you don't, just leave it alone. It'll go out as soon as possible. Okay? Now, to complete my order, one more thing. Scroll down and look at my pricing. Because you guys are FATCO, okay, you're affiliated with FATCO, you get a corporate discount of 25%, which is huge, especially when you're doing e-flyer blasts. So I can't remember what my fee was back here. Oh, $13. Okay, with your 25% discount, it's actually $10. Okay, so you guys will get a 25% discount on all of our products except for the professional photography. And that's just because the photographers are not direct employees of Realtour. They are all basically contract and freelance photographers who have their own businesses, but they work with us. So they set their own pricing. But if you were to buy a virtual tour, if you were to do an e-flyer blast, or if you're to use our print material, you guys will get 25% off, and it makes a big difference when you're sending out your e-flyer blast for sure. Okay, that's all you do. When you're ready to go, you complete your order, it adds it to the shopping cart. Here we are in the shopping cart. Quick recap, that's how many people it's going to in the map blast. Those were people from my contacts. I chose to send it on the 25th, late morning, there's my discount, pay for it, and I'm done. Okay, it is just that easy to do your e-flyer. That's me talking a lot, but once you get the hang of it, you can blast out an e-flyer in 5 minutes, totally. Okay, now I'm going to delete this out of my shopping cart so I don't accidentally blast out a fake flyer. Okay, everybody bear with me. We have one last feature to go through, and it's really quick, okay? I promise, because I know it's been an hour and we're getting tired. This will be quick. Print material, okay? Print material, you create your print material the exact same way as you create an e-flyer. The only difference is you don't blast it out, you download a PDF so that you can print, okay? So most people will make print material to have at their open houses. They've booked their photo shoot, they've got their beautiful photography, they've got their amazing virtual tour that showcases all that photography, right, and has all the information on their listing. They've just done an e-flyer blast out to the whole real estate community that links to that amazing virtual tour. Now they're going to have an open house and they want to have some flyers that they can hand out to people, okay? Click on print material. Once again, here are all of my listings. Or I can create a listing because we do have some clients who've been with us for probably 15 years and only use us for print material. Who knows why? Doesn't matter. You can just use us for one product if you want. They love our print creator. They make all their flyers with us. That's what they do, okay? To save us time, again, I'm going to choose my 111 Main Street, right? Because that's what I did my virtual tour for and my e-flyer. Under options, I'm going to create new, okay? It's going to take me into the back end. It looks identical to the e-flyer because it almost is. I've got property details. I have any existing pieces of print material I've made. Template library, I have the same categories, more or less. The only difference is that there are different template types, okay? E-flyers are only single-sided, and we make them 8.5 by 11 so that when you do an e-flyer, you can download a PDF of it and print it, okay? But you can't do a double-sided e-flyer. You can do a double-sided print flyer and have it printed double-sided, okay? So we have templates that are double-sided. We have brochures. Those ones are, they print out on 11 by 17 and then you fold them in half so they become like a little 4-page booklet. So you can do a brochure if you want. And then we have postcards, and you can do little jumbo postcards or little mini postcards, okay? So I'm not going to go through the process because making a piece of print material is identical. Maybe I'll just click on the double-sided just so you can quickly see what it looks like. Let's just choose, oh, I don't know. Let's just choose this one. Just so you can see, the only difference on the editor page is that you have a page 1 and a page 2 that you can toggle between, because this is a 2-page template. So when we're in the editor, I've got all these image fields, right? That's the same. I've got a front and a back. So if I want to see the front, this is what's on the front. Back, I click the back, it shows me the back page. I drag and drop all my images over, and the only two things I have to worry about are images and text, right? Because this is not digital. It's not going to have a subject, it's not going to have links, it's not going to have social media. Okay, I can view my proof, and when I'm done and when I complete my order, I just download a PDF of it, okay? And to use our print creator separate from everything, it's $9.99. If you just want to use it, that's $9.99 per listing, and you can make countless numbers of pieces of print, okay, if you want. But if you have booked a photo shoot, or if you have purchased a virtual tour, or if you have sent an e-flyer, you get to use the print creator for free. Okay, that's one thing about Realtour is we've set stuff up so that pretty much if you buy just one product, you will always get to use something else for free, often the print creator. Okay, so that's just another little, it's a good reason to either do an e-flyer blast or, book a photo shoot or something, because then you'll get the beautiful pictures and you get to make all your print materials for free as well. Okay, so I'm going to jump back to the home page. Okay, we did that quick. That was just over an hour. So just to recap, booking a photo shoot, you can do it pretty quick. There's some very basic packages. You can get beautiful pictures for basically $120 to $130. Or if you've got a big listing, a lot of our photographers do Matterport tours. They do full aerial shots. They do walkthrough videos. They have a lot of features. They do headshots. They do all kinds of things. So you take a look at the photographers if you're interested, okay? Virtual tour, free if you book a photo shoot, or if you have your own photography, you can do a platinum virtual tour for $30 and you would get your 25% discount on that, right? The virtual tour is basically a mini website that features your listing and can also advertise all of your other listings as well. So virtual tours are great, okay? E-flyers. You can make an e-flyer really fast, blast it out to the entire real estate community to advertise your listing. It links back to your virtual tour and any other pages that you want it, any other websites you want it to link to. And then print material, right? Print material, you can make a flyer for your open house. You can make a brochure. If you want to do some postcards that you want to get printed up and farmed out to a community, you can do that as well. Okay? That was a lot of information. And remember, I recorded the whole session. So if anybody zoned out for a little bit and missed something, don't worry, you'll be able to rewatch whatever sections you want. I'm just going to expand the webinar controls here. Okay, so if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask me now, or if you think of something later, you can email me or Carrie Jo. My email is just jana@Realtour.biz. Okay.
Does anyone have any questions? No.
Good. Perfect.
Jana, let me ask you a question.
Yep.
So the print materials, you can create it and download it as a PDF?
Yes. Yes, we
Okay.
don't. Back in the old days, we used to print. We had a printing service, so you could make your flyers and book all your printing through us. And we used to be affiliated with a print house. But we found that over the years, people aren't really doing it anymore. Not as many people are printing, or to save on the cost, a lot of people will just download the PDF and either print the flyers at home, or they'll just take them to Office Depot or Staples or something like that, and they just want 20 or 30 printed right there on the spot. So we just discontinued it because it just wasn't really worth, the upkeep of the software, and there wasn't much of a call for it. But yeah, so you can make your print material, and then you download a PDF, and you can either send it right from your account to Staples, or if you have a printer that you use, on the view proof page, there you have the ability to send the PDF right from your account to whoever you want, and they'll print it, or you can download it and save it on your own computer.
Right. And everyone on the webinar, if you're familiar with FA Print, that is First American Title's marketing suite, and you can create your print materials here in Realtour, download them as a PDF, and then upload them into your FA Print account, and then they print them for you, and they'll mail them here to my office for you to pick up or for me to bring to you. And the prices are a lot less expensive than Staples and Office Depot and all of that. And maybe your own color cartridges too. So if you want more information about uploading what you create here in Realtor to FA Print, just let me know. Any questions? Another chance for questions? So as soon as Jana sends me the YouTube link, then I will email it out to everybody. I've written everyone's name down so I know who attended the class today. Thank you for being here again. And just remember that we provide this kind of training and education for y'all to help you grow your business. So, and in turn, we would appreciate doing business with you, closing your next deal when you're working on one. And if you want to sit down with me one-on-one and talk about some of the other tools that we have, I'm more than happy to do that. I would love to earn your business. But thank you, Jana. I appreciate you every time being so willing to take your time and helping my clients grow their business. So thank you for your Monday morning webinar.
Oh, you're very welcome.
You have a good afternoon.
Yes. Everybody have a great day and a great rest of your week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thanks. Bye, everyone.
Bye.